But here's how we do this. So you did the test. Now you're invested in it. You know what you've looked at. Let's go over each question. So if you missed a couple and you're like, why? I'm going to explain it for you. Okay? I am recording this so that you can go back. I'm going to put it online if you want to study tonight. Okay, this might help you. I'll put it on Canvas for you. Okay? Take a look at number 1. It says, you have fx. What is f of negative 2? What variable, okay, I'm not going to be doing this while we're talking to each other. You're not talking, I'm talking. Okay, so, if you are doing f of negative 2, what variable is negative 2? What variable is negative 2? X. So if you look, okay, you can go ahead and do this by hand. You have freedom to do this however you want. So you can go over here and you can do 4 times negative 2 squared plus 3 times negative 2 plus 1 and solve that. But there's an easier way, okay? You don't even have to worry about it. You can write, you can write Desmos in here, okay? Go to Desmos and put it in, find the table, look at that. Okay, negative 2 corresponds to 11. So I am totally okay with you just going to Desmos. You don't even have to do it by hand. You just write Desmos in the box. There you go. Okay, questions on that? Are we all okay with how to get this square when we're typing in Desmos? Okay, you can press Shift 6, and that'll give you the little caret, and you can go up. Or you can use the scrolling down here. There's like the little keyboard that shows up on Desmos right there. You can click on that and use that feature as well. Okay. Number 2 is very similar. I would just write Desmos here. What's different though between numbers 1 and numbers 2?
Exponent.
Okay.
You're trying to find the x.
Yes. So in this one we were given x, and this one we're given y. So we want to know when y is negative 11. What's x? And x is negative 1, so it should have been b. Yes? Okay. Next one. If something's not a function, what are you looking for? Repeated x values. Which letter has repeated x values? D. Right here, it repeats at negative 3. So that one is not a function. How do I tell if a graph is a function? Vertical line test. This fails the vertical line test, so no, it is not a function. That vertical line cannot cross that graph more than one time. All right, this one I had a lot of mix-ups on this one, and I think that we switched domain and range in our heads a little bit. Okay, so let's go over this. So the first one, number 5, says, what is the domain? Domain associated with which values? Okay, and if you didn't remember that, is there a clue? Where? Look at all those X's right there. Okay? Obviously, domain is X. Okay? So if that was something that you did not remember, use that. Use the test to help you there. Okay? So if you look at the yellow highlights, okay, those are my domain. So right here, I'm at what number? Negative 3?
Yes.
And is that 6? Okay, so it should be negative 3 to 6 for D. Okay, number 6 is your range. So that is bottom to top. What's my bottom Y value? Is that negative 4?
Yeah.
And top is 5. So negative 4 to 5 for B. Why is C wrong?
It's not.
It's backwards.
It's backwards. It's right at least degrees. At least degrees. All right. Let's stop there. Are there any that you want me to explain further and you're still not sure why you got it wrong or what happened or anything like that? Okay. Next one, free response. Okay, this one I would do Desmos too. Now, here's what can get a little bit tricky about that. When this says f of negative 1, you have to make sure that you use f of x for that. Okay? And then over here, this one is f as well. Okay, so you just have to make sure you're using the right formula here, and then G goes to this one and to that one. Okay, so if I look here, okay, I have my F function and I have my G function. You can just type it both into decimals. So if you look at here, F is -1. What does it correspond to for Y? 1. Okay, that's right there. And then when F is 3, Y is 17. Okay, now that 3 did not show up when I first put my table in. I had to enter that 3 and it had to tell me. So you can add lines there if you were not here when we talked about that or if you forgot that part. Okay, and then G4 corresponds to -8 and -2 corresponds to 10. Okay, how many questions that we've done have used Desmos? A lot, right? So use it to help you. It's the biggest math tool that you have really right now, except for your brain, of course. Okay, 8. I had people get the table wrong. I don't know if it was in this class, but it might have just been that they typed the function in wrong. Okay, so you just have to be really careful when you're typing in that function. If you look here, -3 corresponds to -5. -2 corresponds to 0. Okay, I do want to pick a bone with you a little bit. Hey, you can't get lazy on your tests. Here's what I had happen. A lot of people drew me something like, what is that? A lot of people drew me something like this. Okay, you got some dots down, you forgot a dot, or maybe you put 2 dots in there. You have to plot whatever was in that table. Okay, so the one I'm missing here is right there. And you have to make sure that you draw that graph. Okay, draw that graph. If you're kind of confused as to what it looks like, you're putting it into Desmos anyway. So if you pull up Desmos, you'll see what the graph is supposed to look like too. Okay, so make sure you plot each one of those. The only other thing is here, f of 10 and f of -8. How could I get those? Put it into Desmos. Okay, remind me what they were. Was it -76 or -96?
Yeah.
-60. Okay, and then it says find x when what is -12?
Why?
Y. So go down to where y is -12. Now, some of you may have found that there were 2 answers here. Why are there 2 answers?
Because it goes like this.
Yes, it goes like that. So there's going to be doubles sometimes, and that's okay. So if you gave me -4 or 4, that was totally fine on that. If you give me both 3, I'll accept both. All right, list the x-intercepts. Okay, I think maybe we have a little bit of a gap with x and y-intercepts. Some of you did fine, but if I say x-intercept, I'm looking for where the graph crosses what? The x-axis. So right here at 2 and -2. Okay, and then what about the y-intercept? Where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, now I would have preferred that you write it like this, but I wasn't a stickler. All right, this was kind of long, but we're going to make our way through. All right, now, kind of similar to doing Desmos, but in this case, you're not given the function as an algebraic equation, you're given the graph. So we want to know when x is -1, what's y? So we go to where x is -1, and it crosses at y equals 4. Same thing for 4, crosses when y is -3, and over here at 8, should be -3 as well. We okay on those?
Yeah.
It's different than doing a function. All right. Letter D was a little frustrating. Oh, why am I erasing this? All right. For how many values does what equal 1? Y. Okay. This is where I told you to draw that line across at 1 and see how many times it intersects. How many times to intercept? 3 times. So your answer is 3 values. All right, state the maximum point of the function. All right, it says ordered pair. What's an ordered pair?
X and Y.
X comma Y. Okay. So our ordered pair there is -1, Okay, and then what is different between E and F? Obviously, one's a minimum, one's a maximum. But if I want the maximum value, what am I looking for? Just what number?
The maximum.
The Y value. Okay, the Y value is -5. So if you gave me the coordinate point there, I probably took off like a half point. Okay, just because you have. Here's why I do that. I know what you mean, but if you were to enter that into the OST test, they would have it wrong because they're asking for the value. It's not annoying, but all right. Y-intercept, where we cross the Y-axis, right here at Y = 3. What are all the zeros or the x-intercepts of the function? So we have 1 right here at -3, 1, 5, and 7. I accepted a list just like that. That's totally fine. You've got a point for each one of those. If you wrote them as an actual coordinate point, it's fine. All right. I was pleasantly surprised with you guys on the second period. Not 7th and 8th didn't do as well. But domain and range, you guys did a really, really good job on this, okay? Domain should be from, is that -4?
Yeah.
-4 to 8. So when we write it, okay, make sure it's written like that. For range, what do I need to change in the center?
The Y.
The Y value. So I start here at -5 and go up to 4. Okay, so there's 2 different ways that you can answer the next question. It says, is x = 2 in the domain? Well, you can go up to your domain that you wrote and decide, is 2 between -4 and 8?
Yes.
Yeah. Or you can go up here to your graph and say, does the graph cross it too? Yes. Okay, you can do either way that you want to on that one. All right, what about y = -5 in the range? Yes. Now, it is one of the endpoints, but it's equal to, there wasn't an open circle there. If there was an open circle, what would you say?
No.
No. Okay, but for this case, since it's a closed circle, you'd say yes. All right, in the average rate of change, I don't need you to show me the work for that. You can just do rise over runs. So if I do -1 to 2, okay, I have a run of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it goes down to be -7 to 3. Okay, and then between 4 and 6, okay, remember it's rise over run. I had some people do 2 over 4. This one's rise of 4 over 2 for your run. You can simplify that to 2. Okay, any questions for me? All right, this was a very long test, so we're almost there. Okay, this one, what do you have to do?
Find the Y's and pairs.
Okay, average rate of change is the same thing as
Slope.
slope. All you're doing is slope calculator. Okay, so right here, it says x = -3, so you're going to use this coordinate point. And then x = 2 to -5. And then you do slope formula. Now, for my stack and subtract friends, for some reason, can you say this please? For some reason, we were writing our slopes as a coordinate point. When you do stack and subtract, I know that you get a coordinate point when you get that answer. That's not slope. Slope is not a coordinate point. So if you're doing stack and subtract, be really careful that you change it into a fraction when you are finished. Okay? But it should have been -5 minus 5, 3. So you should have gotten -2 for that one. You should also get -2 for the next one. 0 corresponds to -1. 5 corresponds to -11. All right. So what is it? What happens when the slopes are the same?
It's linear.
It's linear. So is this linear? Yes, it is. Okay, and you tell me constant slope. And we're going to pause right here because too many people told me there's no repeated x's. When there's no repeated x's, what does that signify?
Function.
It's a function. Okay, I'm not asking you is it a function, I'm asking you is it linear. So if it's linear, okay, then there's going to be a constant so that both of your numbers are the same. Okay, so two different things there. Two different things that I'm looking for. All right, this one was super easy. I think sometimes we just overthought it. Remember f of x equals what? So when you write these, just bring them down. Okay, -4, 0. Okay, those ones hopefully should have been easy. If you got those wrong, fine, you'll get them right on test B. Okay. Okay, word problems. The best thing you can do here is maybe take a highlighter or whatever you need to do and kind of realize what you're looking for. So part A says the restaurant is 6 blocks away. How long does it take her to get there? So what it's asking is how long does it take her to get to 6 blocks? So if you look right here, 6 blocks is right here, so it took her 4 minutes. Make sure you're putting labels on those answers. How long is she at the restaurant? So right here is where she's at the restaurant. So that's from minute 11 to minute 4. 11 minus 4 is 7. Okay, so that's an easy way to think about that one. How long is her trip back home? 6. So I can see why this is a little confusing. But if she leaves the restaurant, we're going to assume that she's going back home. So she gets back home at minute 17. So 17 minus 11 is 6. And then for how many total minutes is Sarah not moving? How do you know she's not moving?
It's a straight line.
It's a straight line. So right here is 2. Right here is 7. And right here is 1. So that's a total of 10. Any questions or issues on those? Good? All right, we're on the back page. Finally. Okay, if something is a function, what do we need to do?
No repeating values.
Different x values. Okay, these can be whatever you want. I don't know what I was writing. Okay, here, what are your 2 options? -2 or 2. You want a repeated value in that box. Okay? Again, output, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter which you put in. Alright, and then for the graphs. These look pretty good. Okay, if it is a function, you want it to pass the vertical line test. That would be a valid answer. If it's not a function, you want it to fail the vertical line test. Okay. Okay, what questions do you have for me? Okay, if you are retaking, here's what I need you to do. Okay, you're going to go to Canvas. Okay, and guys, if you got it above 80% and you want to retake, that's fine. You can totally do that. You just need to let me know so I can get it. So you're going to go to Algebra 1, Unit 4, and right here, that test review. There's videos of the test review if you want to go back and see if I got it. Yeah, let's go. Alright, right here under Canvas practice. I know some of you didn't do that, so do that just for practice. So it's kind of nice review days because